Local tonight, we're taking a look at the state of the opioid epidemic here in North Dakota, particularly in our area. We're speaking with key stakeholders about the issue and how it's impacting our community. This after the announcement last week that nationwide predicted opioid overdoses during the 12-month period ending April 2021 are higher than ever before.
I'm not gonna lie, I've had family members. They are opioid addicts.
Dawn White fights on the front lines of the opioid epidemic as a special agent with the Mandan-Hidatsa-Arikara Division of Drug Enforcement.
I've talked and met so many individuals that they never aspired to be this. They never aspired at all. And fentanyl is just a drug. Opioids are just a drug that you become an addict before you realize you're an addict.
And it's an addiction that's becoming increasingly more deadly across the U.S. and right here in North Dakota. In September, the DEA issued a public safety alert warning of criminal drug networks that are mass-producing counterfeit pills and marketing them as actual prescription medication.
The ones we're seizing the most of now are the fake, what they call blues, B-L-U-E-S. And they're the M8s is the marking on them, and they're fake prescription medications. So the vast majority of them are fake, and the vast majority of those contain some form of fentanyl.
The DEA says of the fake pills it has seized, the number containing fentanyl has jumped more than 400% since 2019. And DEA lab testing reveals that 2 out of every 5 pills laced with fentanyl contain a potentially deadly dose. A dose small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil.
Counting the numbers is one thing. There are so many overdoses that happen that never get counted.
Here in North Dakota, DEA investigators seized 10,000 counterfeit pills last year. That figure already surpassed in the first 8 months of 2021.
Most of the pills that we see are actually now pressed or clandestinely made pills that are coming across the southern border and then being distributed by other persons. What we primarily see in North Dakota are individuals who come from the state of Michigan or Las Vegas or California with those clandestinely made pressed or counterfeit pills.
Drug traffickers are traveling to North Dakota from other parts of the country, particularly the Detroit area, driven by higher profit margins from drug sales. And reservations have been hit especially hard.
Make no doubt, in Indian country, drugs take a heavy toll.
Earlier this year, the DEA issued a news release identifying alleged members of a Detroit drug pipeline that targeted several North Dakota Indian reservations.
Because of energy development, we had a lot of outsiders that come in and a lot of workers, a lot of activity, economic activity. And so we become a prime market for the sale of illegal drugs, and we've been that way for over a decade.
MHA Chairman Mark Fox says high demand and larger profit margins draw traffickers to the area, but the problem can also be traced back to broader social issues.
It's a mental health issue for our people. This historical trauma that exists in each and every one of us as Native Americans, going way back to things done to us.
Ted Sandberg is a former Detroit prosecutor turned Grand Forks defense attorney.
I had a client, for instance, who had never even so much as had a drop of alcohol. He was a fantastic athlete. He took one pill and his life went sideways almost instantly. It can be very frustrating.
Since returning to North Dakota in 2009, he estimates he's worked more than 1,000 opioid-related cases.
There's the old joke, there's no such thing as a retirement home for drug dealers, and it applies to this. There's almost no interest in not coming out here as long as there's money and customers.
Figures show that in Bismarck, as in much of the country, numbers continue to climb. The number of recorded overdoses and deaths this year have already surpassed full year 2020 totals.
My hope is that this pipeline will dry up, and that my hope is that the Michigan law enforcement will maybe take care of it at the source. That's what I'm hoping. I hope the best for my clients, and I do the best for my clients, but I'm still a North Dakotan. And I really do like to see them take care of this problem. So that's my opinion on it.
MHA Nation has taken a series of steps to tackle the issue, including adopting a resolution banning known traffickers from the Fort Berthold Reservation. and opening a recovery center in 2018 to help those seeking treatment. White urges those battling an addiction to take a step of their own.
Go get help. Your family needs you. Your family needs you, and there's too many resources that we have available that all it is just asking. Just making that decision to say, I don't want to do this anymore. And we'll help you. Even though we have a job to do, we'll still help you.
Through August 30th of this year, MHA Nation has recorded 47 overdoses and 5 deaths. Both figures are less than half the full year totals for 2020. Perhaps a slight improvement on the prior year's total, but still a step forward in tackling an epidemic that has claimed the lives of so many. Sergeant Mike Bolme with the Bismarck Police Department also wants to remind everyone of the Good Samaritan Law, which provides protection from criminal prosecution if you seek medical assistance for someone who is overdosing, remain on the scene, and cooperate with that person's medical treatment.